Hello there, people of the internet. If you've been watching my channel for any real length of time, then you know that I'm kind of a surplus fanatic. And whenever I talk to people who either buy surplus or don't want to buy surplus, it normally, well, the conversation normally dips towards the same thing, and that is surplus is unpredictable. This right here is my Yugoslavian 2447, and this right here is one from RTI. And whenever I had gotten this, well, whenever you buy any surplus rifle from any distributor, there's no telling what kind of condition the rifle is going to be in. I mean, they'll give you a good grading depending on, what the rifle will generally be looking like. And whenever they give it to you, literally all they do is they pick up a rifle from the pile that they have, and they're like, all right, here's your rifle, and, you go enjoy. And you don't know anything going on with this rifle. And it's not just the rifle that, it's not just the rifles that are unpredictable, or just the firearms in general, surplus handguns as well, but the ammunition as well. This right here is Turkish 8mm Mauser stuff. And this stuff, I mean, some batches you get, it fires hot. Some batches you get, it does not fire hot. Some batches you get, you're going to have like cracked brass or bullets that aren't seated properly. Some batches you get, I've heard of stories where some batches don't even have gunpowder inside of the projectiles. And there's some batches that you get in that aren't even, what you had ordered. For example, this stuff right here, I ordered a batch of Turkish 8mm Mauser, so I can go ahead and make some videos using 8mm Mauser out here. And whenever I get it in, I go looking through it, and I got probably about, I'd say for every 100 rounds of Turkish 8mm Mauser ammunition, there's probably about 5 rounds of Norwegian surplus 8mm Mauser ammunition in that pile. And that's just something that you can't predict. It's not, on the website, they don't tell you that this stuff comes with you, but because of whatever happened whenever this stuff was being put into storage, there's some Norwegian ammo that is mixed in with this Turkish stuff, and it looks so similar that nobody really notices whenever they ship it out. So whenever it gets to the consumer, so somebody like me, and possibly even you if you're watching a video like this, somebody like us would be able to recognize, hey, this isn't Turkish stuff. What is it that we have here? Ah, it's Norwegian stuff. So now I have some Norwegian surplus as well, and I wasn't really planning on that because I had bought this Turkish stuff. So you don't know what you're going to get whenever you're buying surplus. More often than not, companies buy surplus stuff in bulk from some foreign distributor somewhere, and whenever they come into the country, they'll just, pick up the rifles. They might sort them based off of grade, but that's about it. And whenever you are buying a rifle from insert your company of choice here, the company will literally just take whatever rifle it is they pick. They might give you a hand select option to where they look at the pile of guns and they're like, ah, that one looks pretty good. Let's pick that up and send that one off. But you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, the rifle that you're getting is, in this particular case, damn near a century old. And, well, we don't know what this rifle has been through, what it has seen. Has this rifle been on the front lines for, the decades that it has been used? I don't know. Has this rifle just been sitting in storage and is in excellent, condition whenever I order it? I don't know. Whenever this rifle was fired last and before it was put into storage, was it cleaned before they put it into storage so they get all the corrosive salt out of it from the corrosive ammo? I don't know. How accurate is this rifle going to be? I don't know. What's the manufacturer of this rifle? More often than not, you're not even going to know that. They're just going to tell you a model of rifle and send it off to you. And you simply, it really is luck of the draw. There's no telling as to whether or not you're going to get a rifle that is in good shape, a rifle that has good bore, good barrel, or even a rifle that is functional. For example, this one right here from RTI, this wasn't functional whenever I had gotten it. I had to do some work to the bolt and whatnot to go ahead and get it functional. The stock has been cracked up, and whenever I'd gotten it, it was quite disgusting, and the finish on it is gone, and it is definitely seen some hard times, so you just don't really know what you're getting. But I have also heard people who have gotten literally the same rifle from the same batch who got very excellent quality rifles, and it's, like I said, it's all a matter of the one that they grab from the pile to send to you. You have no idea what the history behind that rifle is, and you have no idea what the history behind the ammunition is. This right here is a Turkish round that I'm loading into this 8mm Mauser. And will it fire? I don't know. Will it be accurate? I don't know. Will this Mauser here even work with this stuff? I don't know. Well, I do know because I've fired Turkish ammo through this Mauser before. But if you are getting a surplus rifle and you don't know anything about it, then there's just so much behind not knowing that it's just completely unpredictable. That is the best way for me to put it. It is completely unpredictable. And in this particular case, I got myself a decent rifle that fires this Turkish stuff pretty decently. I have not accuracy tested it or anything like that. Come on, baby, get out of there. I have not accuracy tested it or anything like that. I actually have a couple more rounds here. I'm sure all of this 8mm Turkish stuff will fire. There is some stuff out there that is more prone to duds and hang firing than the Turkish stuff, like Egyptian stuff and Ethiopian stuff. There's good batches with that stuff as well, but a lot of it is going to be duds and hang fires, even with heavier firing pin springs. And that's what I have in this thing. What you can do is you can... Ow, that one felt like it recoiled more than the last one. I have noticed that with this Turkish stuff. I'm going to make a video on that, actually. Yeah, I am. But anyway, that's that's going to be a video for another point in time. There's a couple of things that you can do with these rifles to increase your luck, make them better. There's things that you can do with these rifles to make them better. If you get yourself one that is not quite as good as it is supposed to be, then there's some things that you can do. You can throw in a heavier firing pin spring to help detonate cartridges if the old 100-year-old spring that is inside of that rifle is perhaps on the worn out side. If you are getting a lack of accuracy with it, you can get the barrel counterboard. That would probably relive some life inside of your rifle. If you have cracks in the wood and whatnot, some simple wood glue. That will help out most of the issues with cracks inside of your rifles. There are ways to get these up and going. I got bugs flying around me. But there are ways to get these up and going and accurate and reliable and whatnot, but you never know how much work and effort a rifle is going to take. For example, this right here is probably around a $350 rifle. Well, by the time I got it and did all the work and everything I had to do with it, and like all of the stuff that at the time, by the time I was actually done with this rifling, I had a shooting 8mm Mauser rifle. I dropped probably about $500 in this particular rifle. So if I were to resell this thing, I'd be lucky if I got that amount of money back. See, that one felt not as hard of recoil. Is that 1930 something? Yeah. Okay, I'm noticing a theme here. This is a 1941. Yeah, there's a very clear, distinct difference. Okay, all right, fascinating. But whenever it comes to buying surplus, you just don't know. I don't know. A lot of times companies will tell you the condition of the batches that they're getting, and the condition of the rifle is a pretty good indicator on what it is that you're going to be buying, but at the same time, there's never a guarantee. A lot of rifles have gone through refurbishments and whatnot, but a lot of those refurbishments don't involve like taking care of the barrel or anything like that. So you'll get this gorgeous, pristine looking rifle with a shot out barrel that has, you know, it starts tumbling at 25 yards and it desperately needs a counterbore. I actually have a Mosin that's like that. It's a Mosin Nagant 9130 Russian refurbishment, and it tumbles like as soon as the projectile leaves the barrel, and you'll never hit your target with something like that. You just don't know what it is that you're gonna get until you actually get it. So that is definitely one of the downsides of surplus, but at the same time, that's also one of the reasons why I like surplus so much. Because it's like, I mean, you know you're getting a rifle, but you don't know what it's gonna be. Will it be good? Will it be bad? What will you have to fix? I like doing gunsmith specials. I like fixing things and getting things back up and going, especially if I get something at a good deal. If something is broken or cracked or rusty or something like that, it's not a deal breaker for me. And more often than not, I'll just decide to myself, you know what, this thing deserves to come back to life. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. In the case of this Hugo Mauser here, the bore and barrel in this thing is immaculate, and I think that's because the bolt had issues. I'm pretty sure that this right here was probably having some problems way back in the day, so they put it on a shelf and never shot it, and as a result, it wasn't put into storage. With corrosive ammo having been fired through it. That's just my assumption. Maybe that happened, maybe it didn't happen, but judging by the quality of the, like the severe quality of the barrel, just how good the bore still is inside of this thing, and how the bolt was not functional, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. But that's not all Hugo Mausers. If I had ordered one and it had been shot out and, you know, had a bad barrel in it, then that would just have been my luck of the draw. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share, description below. Link to all sorts of stuff. Go and go check that out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see y'all on the next episode.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.